What's up, everyone? Just bringing another, of course, a quick update. Not too much to show this week, really, but just a few things. I'm getting moved around, and I will have a new shipment coming in of fish. Some are betas for my girlfriend, and there's one thing I'm pretty excited to show when it gets here, but I'm just gonna go through with some of the preparations for when that shipment does come in. There's also a bunch of live plants, but from my videos, as you can tell, I don't have the best luck with live plants, but I will be getting some floating plants. I'm subscribed to Palmer Aquatics, and Chris, he talks a lot about the floating plants, and I figured I will give it a try in some of the tanks just to reduce electricity costs, even though I don't really have a problem with that. It's more of my water bill. But let's get into it. I also forgot to mention that the first clip I'm going to be showing you today, I did record, I think it was on Wednesday, but so I guess this is kind of like a two-part video, but alright, now we're getting into it. So I just got home. Here's the 55-gallon flower horn tank, and this, what I believe was the short body golden base, is dead. He's had a few problems in the last couple weeks. I don't know what happened exactly. I did try treating him the last night. It's probably a little too late to start treating, but his stomach was severely bloated, and yeah, tried treating it, and I did end up ordering more medicine last night to kind of treat this issue, see if that would help, and here he is. Like I said, I just got home, and he is on the bottom. So there's that. So here we are upstairs at the 55-gallon, which was the community tank, but I did get 2 more flower horns, so I needed somewhere to put them. Like I said in my last video, all those community fish are in my 56 with my black ghost knife that's at my dad. But the short body, or what I was assuming was a short body, I did get him with a lot of problems. He had a prolapse, which I was trying to see if I could fix it, but it didn't happen. And then I believe I explained it in the previous clip, but I did treat the tank to try and save him. It was probably a little too late, but I figured, you know, it's like really bad now, so I figured I'd try and save him. And the day after treatment, the first treatment, I was using API General Cure because he had a really bloated stomach, which it worked on the female flower horn downstairs. But he apparently was dead the one day when I got home from work, so immediately I moved the female King Kong parrot, the Santa King Kong parrot, up here. I had her in a little bucket, drip acclimating, and she looked really stressed laying on her side in the bucket, but as soon as I dropped her in here, this male golden base, as soon as they saw each other, she was immediately not stressed. I don't know if it was breeding behavior. I'm assuming not because I just put her in, but they immediately saw each other and were at this divider trying to get at each other. I'm assuming to fight or establish dominance, either one, but her colors, the orange has kind of gone away a little bit, but she has been sitting in this corner. I don't know why. She's active, healthy, eats still, so I don't know what's going on, but I'm not too concerned. But she likes that corner, so I'm probably gonna move that the bubble disc in there, maybe move it a little bit farther over in case she does try and lay eggs or something. She was sold to me as a proven egg-laying female, but I have yet to see her lay eggs. Before I moved her up here, though, she was digging up the gravel in the 20-gallon downstairs to the bottom glass. She did it about 2 or 3 times before I moved her up here, so I don't know if she was getting ready to lay eggs for the first time since I've had her or what, but here they are. I really don't have plans to breed certain things, but I do have a bunch of random fish, so I'm just kind of gonna throw them together, see if anything can happen. This guy, I do plan to breed these two just to see what happens. And the Rose Queen, or what I believe is the Rose Queen down in the lower 75, I do plan on breeding her with this guy at some point, also just to see what random things I can get. Just a breeding experiment, I guess. Back downstairs again. Here is the breeder net that I had the Lima shovelnose, catfish, and redtail hybrid. I had to move this guy because, as you can see there's a bunch of holes in this breeder net. I believe my pufferfish, Puff Daddy, was doing that. I'm assuming he was trying to get at the catfish to eat it, or see what it was. But either way, I had to move it just because I didn't want anything to happen, and now the net's tearing pretty bad just because it's stretched over the plastic frame pretty tightly. But he is now in this 20 gallon. I don't know what I'm gonna do when the fish come Monday or get shipped out or whenever they get here, but I do plan to move this Picosmus into the top 75 over there just to get him out of here. And I know it's a downgrade, but I'd like to move my pufferfish and the eel down here for the time being, because like I said, I'm getting female betas in the shipment for my girlfriend, and she already has 3 females in a 10 gallon, which I wouldn't say is ideal, but it is divided because one of them's really aggressive towards the other 2, and having 8, we're gonna put them in that 40 gallon breeder so she can have her beta sorority tank. And I believe I'm gonna move this hybrid catfish up into that 10 gallon. This guy is going into the top 75 on the rack. Then the eel and the pufferfish will be going down here temporarily till I can figure something out. I know it's a downgrade and I don't want to do it, but we gotta make room. Here's the jaguars. They are getting pretty big. There's the biggest one, if it focuses. They are still like a little pack of piranhas or school of piranhas. Sorry about that, camera died, I had to charge it up a little bit, but here's the top 75 in which that Picosmus I was mentioning earlier is going into. I know that fish can hold his own against all these cichlids because that Santa King Kong parrot beat him up once in a while. They fought over food for some reason. But I know he will do just fine in here. As you can see, this one especially. Don't mind the tank, I still have to change water on it today, but he has some wounds healing up. I believe this guy and this guy fight for dominance. You can see that his dorsal fin that got ripped off still hasn't grown back, but it is healed now. But I had him, well, this fish in the 125 kind of as like a little timeout, and I believe this one became the dominant of the 3, so now he is the one that gets injured. But Picosmus will be going in here when that new shipment comes in. This will be the first tank I try the floating plants out on. I'll have to turn down the hang on the back filter a little bit just so the plants don't fly around everywhere in the tank. I'll probably remove the power head or at least leave it in there and turn it off, I guess. Either way, this will be the experimental tank with the floating plants. I didn't really get too many of them. I believe I got 3 different types of floating plants and there's only 5 pieces of each, but if they do well in here, if they do well enough to my liking, they'll probably sprout off and get some new ones, but I will move them to other tanks. If I like it enough, I will do that, just to kind of reduce electricity, see how it goes. It's all just an experiment for right now. I did try duckweed in this tank at one point, and that was the dumbest idea, because just that filter alone would push all the duckweed down and get it stuck in the filter. I believe when I go to clean it, there's still dried duckweed on the spots in the filter, and I don't know how to get it off. It's like permanently on there. And as for the 240, like I told you in my last video, that I'm a pretty lazy person. I do my water changes, I get all that done to make sure the fish are healthy and happy, but this will be coming. It's just a work in progress. I still have to figure out a spot to put it. It probably will go up right here just because that space is big enough. I'm having an issue with the 75 gallon that I'll be using as the sump, but it is all down here. All the wood just needs to be put together. And I will re-mention or revisit this on the tank. There is a chip in it. The only part about it that's concerning to me is that it's on the bottom. But I got in contact a while back, like I said, with some people, and they did recommend that I try and patch it up. I do have the Weldon 4, so it will just be a matter of time before this tank is up and going. We got the pump there. This was all sold to me as a set, basically. The pump, the sump, and the tank. I had to build the stand. So once that is all together, in theory all I should have to do is get some PVC, mount it up to the sump, and get it going, and then that tank should be good to go. But that is going to be it for this video. Thank you for watching. Please comment, like, and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video.